Today I'm gonna attempt to build a cute house out of this shell shaped like a cake in The Sims 4. It seems to be a reoccurring theme here where you guys keep getting crazier and crazier with your suggestions in my comments, and I am living for it. Somebody posted this here and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's just respond to this. Let's just be like, okay. So here's the shell, basically just 4 octagons on top of each other. It's pretty big if you think about it. Like, this bottom layer is quite large, so that's gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and start to figure out what we're gonna do here. First thing I'm gonna do is turn on my cheats. I need show hidden objects and live edit objects, and obviously move objects on given. I'm gonna open up debug for get together, and I need to show you these like items in debug that I've been meaning to use for a very long time. I just haven't found the right way to do it, and that is these bad boys right here. These little pieces of like ruin, these like abandoned castle pieces. I'm gonna be using these a lot on this build, and I actually did a little bit of practicing before this to kind of see like what aesthetic I wanted to go for. I think it's gonna be very romantic, very like beautiful fantasy vibes a little bit. So we're gonna be using get together a lot with romantic garden. It's gonna be really, really pretty. I was kind of thinking too, since we are doing like a wedding cake shaped build, it might be kind of fun to do like a wedding venue incorporated into this, but I do want it to be a fully functioning, livable place as well. This could be that place that like you download into your world, and it's kind of like the Von Hunt estate where you just always have your weddings here, but like this is actually someone's residence, like a fancy Airbnb that like someone actually lives at, but they know that their house is wedding material. Apparently this is actually a thing that people do nowadays. One of my friends is getting married and she's heavily considering renting out like a really, really nice mansion that's an Airbnb and holding that for like her wedding. And I'm like, girl, if you don't, that sounds like such a cool idea. So that is kind of the style that we are going for here. Going in with these base game windows here, I was gonna use archways from Vampires. I still might use those, like this really pretty detailed one in white. Looks super nice with like builds like this, but I'm gonna save it. I'm just gonna use those windows there, and I was kind of thinking this could be the wedding spot down below. Like that bottom part down below could be where we hold the ceremony. It could be where you have like dinner, and then the up top space can be reserved for like the actual living situation. I think romantic garden is gonna look so pretty with this. I'm gonna go quite obnoxious with this build. I think I'm gonna size that all the way up, and we're gonna do like 3 of them in the background, like wedding venue, but this place is gonna be next to impossible to exist in real life. Look how big that background is. We could probably get away with doing like a fancy entryway with this big arch. Maybe size these guys up and they can be like our little statues right there. And I was thinking this would look really good as like a top piece. Like that can just sit right on top of the like cake house. Also, speaking of like underrated trim types in this game are the vampire ones in white. I feel like people always tend to go in with like just the immediate black one, but the white swatch that's hidden in there is really pretty, super detailed, and I don't know, I feel like vampires doesn't get enough love. Maybe we'll incorporate vampires into this too. I'm gonna sneak on in there with these romantic garden columns, and I'm actually gonna put these around every single corner on this top floor here, and I'm gonna change the entire top floor using a Strangerville spandrel. So this is gonna be a completely open concept. I would love to do like a stargazing area up here, or like just a cute cozy little lounge. This could be honestly where like the wedding couple goes to take pictures. I don't know, but this is gonna be a really magical area, whatever it is. I'm gonna put a chandelier actually in there. That's how serious I am. All right, chandelier done. Next floor, I actually have this really cool thing I was working on earlier that I want to show you. If you have get together and romantic garden and want to do this kind of style of build, highly recommend. It looks so pretty. Going back into debug get together, we are going to grab this piece here, this like half broken archway. I'm gonna put this up here and we're gonna shrink it probably to about there. And then what I'm gonna do is rotate them, place them going around this entire floor here, constantly shrinking them, rotating all around this thing. So the 3rd floor is looking like that. It's got some cool details on there, a little bit different from just having like the wallpaper, and like has more texture, but we're actually gonna go in now with romantic garden, and I want to grab the like fountain thing, this tiny little fountain. I'm gonna put that in between for every other one here. So every other one has a fountain, and then what I'm also gonna do is go in with this piece here from romantic garden as well in the white swatch, and I'm just gonna put that right behind it so that it's kind of there, but also you can still see the fountain. And I'm gonna do this for every single one that's got the fountain on it. Then for the one one that I didn't put anything on, I'm gonna go in with Strangerville. I think using this window in white, and I'm I'm just gonna put the window on every other one that we didn't put the fountain on. While I'm here, I'm also gonna just do the lighting. So the lighting will go above every single little fountain like that. This one that I'm using is cottage living. I think that looks so cool. I'm gonna leave that floor. That floor is complete. I still want to work a little bit on the bottom. The bottom is not even close to being done yet. Maybe we can put a pool around like this lower floor, and I need a way for them to get in here. Actually, let's raise this up on a foundation. We'll do stairs leading up to a base game arch like that. And then because I don't like to have this little thing, but I don't think it'll let me get rid of it, like that one little extra tile there, I don't like it. I'm gonna go in with romantic garden, the fence that I was using up top, and we're just gonna go like this, and I feel like that makes it a little bit better. While we're at it, I'm actually gonna bring these guys back for this entryway as well. These are like the wedding guardians. So beautiful. This build is so pretty. Like, this is a dream wedding venue, honestly. Imagine. I can't. Okay, anyway, going back in with this pool, which I'm pretty much just gonna line around like this area. So now we have the pool surrounding there, and I think I'm gonna go in with some terrain paint. I'm kind of wondering now, before I actually move on, if a pond would look better. Let's add the water in the sea. I've done the terrain. Actually, oh my god, yeah, definitely, hands down. I think we have to do the rose petal water. I like don't really like to use it sometimes, but in this situation, I kind of feel like we have to. So what I did is I went around with some lily pads in the pond and added that in there. I also did the terrain paint leading up to the front and around the back. And then I also finished the second floor. So basically I went in with those vampires arches that I was talking about. We've got a vampire's door, and again with those Strangerville windows and the romantic garden lattice, but in a different swatch. They have two different ones, so I've just been like alternating those. I think the final thing I want to do is add some fencing details up to the top floor. Up top, I'm gonna go in with this Discovery University fence. Actually, let's put that on the second floor as well. I think that looks really pretty like that. Okay, this turned out so good. Look at the background. I've moved to Hedford-on-Bagley, and I found this lot. At first, I was like kind of not really feeling it. I wasn't really a big fan, but then when I got to this lighting with that moon in the background, this looks so freaking pretty. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is the landscaping done. We've got the pond around, all of these big flowers. Really, the only landscaping I used here is these like big flowers there from Romantic Garden, and also with this from Island Living. I feel like these two together, like, this easily could have came with Romantic Garden. Like, they look really good together. So that's what I've got for now. The exterior is finished, but I do want to continue on with like the actual wedding venue part of this, which I think I'm gonna put back here. We need to find an arch that is gonna be functional and also looks really good with this. So options, we have this one here, which is pretty. I think this probably will end up being the one, but we also have this one here from, this one here, which is from Cottage Living, base game one, and I think this one is functional, but those are like the big ones that I used above, and I don't know if I want to do that again. I think it would be super cute if we use these paranormal lights here to kind of hang from that arch to like fill up the space. Okay, so this is what I did with the arch area. We've got the first arch there, the second one sized up, and I also added some trees around because I feel like it was missing something a little bit. So this is our archway, and then we're gonna get some chairs, and that's where I'm running into an issue because I don't know which one to go with. Actually, those look really pretty. Those are from City Living. I was also thinking maybe these from Outdoor Retreat could look good. Wow, I have not built a wedding venue in so long. The last one I built was for the quarantine challenge. We have come a long way since then, but I think I'm gonna keep it with this. So yeah, that will be the actual wedding area. To pull together the empty space, I've got these two fountains here, both from Romantic Garden, and I think this is where we're gonna leave our wedding area. Then inside, this is going to be where we're gonna do the dinner, like the reception. So this will go in here. I can put a bar, and then up top, this is where we're gonna do like a kitchen, I think. Okay, so for the inside, here's what I'm doing at the moment. So I've got this area for the bar, which is gonna be to the side here. I've put columns from Discovery University, and we're still using those spandrels here, but I'm also trying to add these like curtains, and I don't know if I want to put them along the back or kind of like make a cool little separate area for the bartender. Maybe it's enough if we just do that with the vintage glamour curtains around. I think those look really pretty. And then for the flowers, I kind of just want to like size these up, but like, does that look stupid? I just really like the color of these from Cottage Living. I mean, this whole build is sized up, so like, I don't feel that bad about it. Ooh, and then for these, this is gonna be a Realm of Magic. We're gonna come in with these beige and white chairs. That looks super magical. I think I'm gonna keep that like that there. And then we can do the tables, which I'm kind of jumping back and forth between these big like round ones. The head table can be there, and I think we're gonna put bathrooms upstairs. I'm also very tempted to put a pond like directly in the center of this thing with more octagon shapes, because why not? Look how how cute that looks. And then for the head table, the only like wedding style one that we've got is this one here from Dine Out. So I think I'm gonna use that, and then I'm gonna go in with, I was thinking maybe some chairs from Realm of Magic, like pull together those bar stools there. And these chairs are big. Maybe they're a little too big. Should I go in with these ones instead? I mean, it is the head table. Okay, so this is going to be our like wedding area, I guess, like where you would do the reception, where you would hang out and have some fun. Last thing I want to do is make sure that we've got some like speakers in here. So I'm just gonna go in with these ones and kind of put them around, like just a few on the walls there. And then that is gonna be it for our downstairs like dinner area. Let's go upstairs and do the kitchen in here. I think what I want to do up here is have this still function as like someone's actual kitchen. Like, I think the more I think about it, the person that lives here is going to be a wedding planner. If you have your wedding here, they like plan your entire thing, but they also like, when no one is here, this is what they're gonna use as their like actual house. I do need to incorporate bathrooms too. I just don't want to mess up the outside. Okay, what if we do like, we can do bathroom here. I've got this private entry area. This is where we're gonna put like the toilets like in there. And then out here, we're gonna have our sinks. And this way it won't be too squishy. I don't think, like I've added the mirrors in there. We're gonna use our Realm of Magic toilets in there. And then that's what we'll do for like our stalls. And then our sinks will be out here. This is not the most ideal situation, but I think with our layout, it's gonna work out the best. And then back here, this is where I'm gonna start to do my kitchen. Okay, so bathroom is taken care of. We have more than enough, I think, for our venue. And then down here, we're gonna do our kitchen area, which I've already got the essentials. We're gonna clutter, and I might put like just a small dining space in here too. Something still fancy, but like much smaller than downstairs. So our dining space can be right there. Of course, has to go all out with the fanciness. And then on this side, I think I am gonna put up some cabinets. I think I'm gonna leave the kitchen pretty clutter free just because I'm gonna need a lot of space, especially if we're like hiring a caterer or something. So a lot of this space is gonna just be left like that for that reason. Okay, so this is gonna be our kitchen. We're gonna go upstairs, and I think this is where I'm gonna do my bedroom. I'm definitely gonna have to fix some of these like peeking in. I knew this would be a little bit of an issue. It's not too bad though, honestly. I thought this was gonna be a lot worse. I need a door. I'm just realizing maybe I'll put it along the back. Wait, we need stairs too. We're gonna have to get a little sneaky here. So I think I'm gonna be using this door. Nice little sneaky cottage living door with a ladder right outside. So the ladder is gonna go up, and my door to my more like private room is gonna be upstairs. Realistically, this could also, like if you didn't want to actually live here, this could be like a honeymoon suite or like a bridal room to get ready. It kind of depends on how you want to actually play this, but for me, I'm gonna replace everything with like some actual hardwood. This is gonna be like an actual like living space. We're gonna tone it down a little bit upstairs, but I am still using this like vintage glamour, very expensive looking wallpaper. The way I'm like, yeah, we're gonna tone it down. Just kidding, I take it back. We are going full out with this pink bed. Or do we want to go with white and pink detail? Ooh, this looks pretty over here with this grandfather clock from Vampires. I want to use a dresser from Vampires. Hold on. I'm thinking fireplace with a TV above it. This way they're gonna have an actual TV to watch. I don't have a TV anywhere else. So there is that. This dresser might be a little bit much. I actually quite like this base game one. Whenever I'm doing like a fancy build, but I want to take up a little less space, I like to use this one. It's very small. Get Famous has this pink mirror, which I'm gonna put right beside this. For a skill item, I don't know why I'm picturing the violin. Maybe they also perform at the weddings that they host. Violin is gonna go there. This person has money. The more that I do this, I think this might be like a single person, which is kind of ironic because their entire house that I'm building right now is based around a wedding, but who knows? Maybe there's a deeper meaning behind that. Maybe there's something holding them back from weddings. Maybe they're terrified of them. They just like to host them. Who knows? The final thing that we have to do is actually go upstairs. Before we do that though, I am gonna go in with some vintage glamour curtains just because I have them everywhere else in the build. So I feel like I should have them upstairs for some privacy. Yeah, that looks a lot better, I think. Okay, let's go upstairs. And for this part, I think I'm gonna have to do the same kind of like ladder situation. So maybe that can go over here. Oh, it can't because of the diagonal. I forgot. Okay, maybe here is where it's gonna go, right at the back. This is honestly where it would be so perfect for like an appropriately shaped telescope or something along those lines to go like up here. Maybe we can just make it a seating area, a nice cozy little like spot to come and hang out. We thought pictures could maybe be a thing too. Dance floor would be a really fun idea as well, but I don't really get the big like party vibe here. This is definitely gonna be like a relaxed wedding. Let's do just a seating area up there with some romantic garden benches. I'm gonna get some lighting. Like this can just go out here as well. And yeah, this is just gonna be a super cute little seating area, I think. Top floor, I'm not gonna make functional just because I like the way that it looks with that archway up there, but questionably literally the most detailed build I have ever done on this channel. And it started with a freaking wedding cake as my shell. I love it. I'm gonna put this on the gallery for you guys to use under Sydneymacoretta if you want to download it. Let me know any other weird shell ideas you want to do. Clearly, I'm up for anything in the comment section down below. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.